Class is in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC guy, and Trade Fly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper. We got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be taking a look at a new meme coin, Turbo, created by ChatGPT. What the hell is going on with that thing? We're going to look at that. We're going to be taking a look at where we're at in the markets right now, the economic data coming out today, GDP revision number 1 coming out, correcting the bad numbers they had last month, and then we're also going to look at job numbers. We had some movement on that today. So, guys, without any further ado, let's get this going. Let's go. Stop the session. And you guys just saw there my wife walking through the background. She's creeping. She's creeping and peeking over here at the show. Guys, we got a great show lined up for you today. We had those job numbers come in, so we're going to be taking a look at that, look at fear and greed. We're going to look at this new coin, Turbo, and then also some Mastercard data came out. Don't know if you guys saw that, but Mastercard really gearing up into the crypto sector. So without any further ado, man, TradeFly out on business again today, taking care of business. TCB, but I got the OCG down with me. So let's go over to the duo cam and let's bring my co-host on if he's back in the house. I'm not sure if he's back yet. Let's go see.
He is not.
And he's not. He is not. But I got ZTS in the background, so it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the news. OC guy is getting his coffee, and he said he might be back in time. He might not. So let's go ahead and jump over to my screen. Let's talk about this, and let's get into the news for today, guys. Looking at the news, we're sitting at 73 today here on the Fear and Greed Index. Hey, we're going to stay in this range for a long time. If we're truly in a crypto market, we're going to do that. Let's jump over to the crypto bubble, see how they're looking. Not. I actually have a trade on Not right now. I'm going to show you guys that. I set that in last night. Wasn't sure, just, testing out Blofin. I haven't used it before. So I decided I was going to get into a little trade. So I'm going to trade in Not and the trade on Bitcoin, just playing around and testing out how all the features work on the exchange. So far, I'm very impressed with it. But right now, guys, Not up 23.3%, already up 13.9% on the day. We got Bonk down today, Floki's down today. So those meme coins that pumped yesterday that we were talking about, all pulling back overnight. But it does look like on the hourly here, we are getting a rebound on everything. So I actually think that the data that came out today on the economic side probably going to help us out a little bit here on the movement side today to give us another little rally up. Checking out the chat here, we got Trade Intuition in here. French Toaster, Alexander G. We got Muhammad saying hello, sir. Hello to you, sir. Alexander G. Always in here, the mod queen. French Toaster, we got LBC. I think I saw him earlier. Justin Eubanks. BC Port Corp. If you guys don't follow him, he's been putting out some pretty cool data. That is Blackie Chan in our community, if you guys don't know. And Trade Intuition. You guys need to follow him too, because he's always dropping some knowledge over there on the free side of YouTube. So he's always trying to educate and make people learn how to do things better. And if we do things better, we make more money. That's just how it works. Let's keep going here, taking a look at where we are in the market cap, guys. Bitcoin right now sitting above $68,000. You can see that there. Ethereum at $37.71. And you can see, like I was talking about, we had that red day yesterday where we pulled back on the fear, the sentiment of the economic data that was going to come out. And then it came out, and we actually got some good movement off of it on the hourly here, rebounding quite nicely here. Cardano is holding that number 9 position. Uniswap has moved up number 1 position, to 19. Litecoin is in the top 20 again. Pepe losing 2 positions there, dropping to number 21. But the one that I want to show you, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to talk about this one in a second. So let's go to number 101 through 200. There's the one we're going to talk about, guys. That would be Turbo, doing a rebound here on the last hour of 10.3, down 9.4 for the week. But let's check out this monthly, guys. That is Turbo Coin, and that was created by ChatGPT Crux has done a deep dive on this. We're going to take a look at that quick deep dive or quick dive, I guess he calls them. We're going to take a look at that and show you guys what he sees with this token, who created it, and his sentiment on it. So we're going to take a look at that also. Let's jump over to that economic data that I keep referencing and talk about where we are with that, guys. GDP growth rate. They did a revision. Now, this says 3.4 previously, but it was actually 1.6 for the GDP. The previous GDP that they're talking about was quarter 4 of 2023. So quarter 1 was 1.6. It has been revised to 1.3. It was forecasted that would come in the same. Consensus was that it would be lower, and it came in lower, which means we did not have the economic growth rate that they reported for quarter 1, actually pulling back 0.3% there. Looking at the quarter 2, quarter over quarter for the second estimates, this index came in at 3.1 though, and it was actually on point with its consensus. So as of right now, GDP slower growth rate than what they said in the first quarter. That's where we are with that, and that's why we're seeing some market pullbacks. Another reason we're seeing that is right here, guys. Initial jobless claims, and the reason that we got the pullback or getting the market pumps, I should say, is because job numbers were not good. They were projecting that it was going to be 218,000, so they already knew it was going to be a little higher. It actually came in even higher than projected, so that what was cooked into the markets.
It's just Piper's end. He's frozen on his end.
Oh, all right. So we're still live, right? So let's take over, guys. So I mean, in the meantime, maybe we can go over to my charts. Meanwhile, Piper gets unfrozen. Or how does that work, T-Sec?
Well, I'll send it over to your screen, okay?
Absolutely. So hey guys, I don't know if you've been following also. I mean, there's a couple of things that I want to tell you guys that. I mean, I know this is not a political, neither financial advisor show. I just want to tell you guys, whenever you have the power to vote, please do it. Do not waste the time. Here in Mexico, we're going through through hard stuff, right? And if you want to see or know what I'm talking about, just check out my last post or my last repost on Twitter. I cannot show you here, guys, but yeah, it's something a little bit concerning. Other than that, let me just spread the love, guys. I mean, and also give you guys a shout out and also acknowledgement that take the power when you can, right? Take the body power. Do not lead your country or leave your country to everybody or anyone decides for you, right? So other than that, let's jump into a couple of coins that we've been moving. I mean, I know Piper is going to be back in a little bit, so I will not be taking Turbo, although Turbo was requested 2 classes ago. That was a very nice bump that we have had, right? But I want to get started with Bitcoin as always. Let's just take a look at what's happening in the micro markets here on Bitcoin side. I know you guys already might seen this chart, of course, that you have, right? It is the one that we've been following up. So as you can see, this is the one that I have usually YCAF at the top. There we go. That is YCAF, right? And we're expecting, or we are right at this area right up here. Hey, we got you back. Nice. All right.
Internet, and I'm not even in Mexico, bro.
I know. Take over. Keep going with yours. I just was about to visit Bitcoin, but we were looking at the calendar. That's when it got stopped.
All right. So what was the last thing I said that you guys heard? Core PCE?
I believe that. I think so.
Okay. Well, I'll recap on that. So let's go back over there. Let me share my screen again. My apologies. Yeah, my internet just completely crashed over here on me. I was like, it said, "Would you like to reconnect?" I was like, yeah, sure. And then it said, "Yeah, you don't even have internet, bro." I was like, "What the hell?" Okay, it's fine. We're good. We're all good. I'm going to I'm going to get into this, and we're going to run through this real fast, and then you can pull up Bitcoin because I do need to do one thing. We were talking about jobs. Okay, so core PCE, guys, risk off. We're going to be looking at risk off tomorrow, possibly, if this number comes in, because, again,
All right, seems like Piper
Well,
has
that's
been calling
fun. I
some
guess we're
numbers
doing
today, and
Bitcoin.
yes, this is coming after you, brother. Come on. They want to catch you. All right. I mean, Piper fights the government right there. Right, the CIA, the SEC, and the FBI all together. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin, right? So remember that we were following on and CTS, brother. Great job there. I mean, I know you're behind the curtains here, but thank you. I mean, you are a lifesaver here. So we'll take a look at this pattern. I know it's a little bit off shiftment or shifted out. Let me just there we go. There we go. That is way better. Remember that here we're talking about the where is it? No, the come on. Well, whatever. I don't know. I cannot make this work. But the thing is that we have right here the little divergence here. Sorry, the trend line. We have the V-shaped recovery for the spring. We had the top of this movement that should be this top in here, and then we have the retracement all the way at the top. The retracement all the way at the top. And what we're seeing here is look at this movement. Usually, and this is talking about experience, we only see one retracement and then a breakout in continuation, right? But also look at that there is a possibility that we do kind of got a little range in here, and it seems like right now that's what we're doing. So let me just recap really fast and tell you what might be happening here. We either break or make. Remember that this is a very important trend line right here. There's a huge trend line that Trade Flight has been looking at, right? It is not only a important trend line, we are just about to hit it, right? Also, we are below the zero line here on the oscillator. So we either make the push today or break it. I don't see any other possibilities right now. Either we make the push today or break it, right? I do think that we have a big chance to make the push through to the upside, and that is because we have been on market dumps for a couple of days, and we haven't seen a major dump other than this retracement. And it's to be expected that we see it that market dumps because of the kind of retracement that we have had. I mean, at the end of it all, if we're talking about local trends in here, we can see that we've been in a, let me just pull up this tool real quick, the regression trend. We can see that we've been losing the local trend right here at the breakout of the trend line or the trend channel at the bottom, right? So it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off we go to the very next big support, and we are right now at that big support. So it's time, guys, to just maybe move careful here and start looking at confirmations. All right. On my end, I was on a trade. I did call it. Let me show you here if I still have it open for you guys. Nope, it is not. Well, then I just took it in here. I write it all the way up here and then took 50% out. And then as we are going back down, I just let it stop me out. So right now it stopped me out of that trade. I took 50% out in profits and stopped me out at profits, right? So I moved my stop to entry and compensate for whatever cents or dollars they were charging me for, the leverage position. Other than that, guys, remember that we could be seeing this scenario. This is not a new scenario, and we could be looking at 62K for possible re-entries. All right. So let's just see how could we be trading this. So far, we're also building a bull flag. There's a chance that we can see a quick fake out to the bull flag in here and then start breaking up. But to see that fake out and break back up, we need to be against the zero line in here and trying to make the push through to the upside while the price it's bouncing up. All right. So other than that, I mean, I will be just maybe waiting for the possibilities, the confirmation, and my confirmation will be either flip of the ribbon to the downside, for a possible breakout of the flag, a continuation to 61, 62, or a better yet, well then just bounce off this hard order block as we make the push to the upside. All right. I do have high hopes to make the push to the upside since we have a pretty good prime score and a pretty up neutral consolidation score. And also, we have been on market dumps for a little while, which tells me that we have the chance to maybe start looking forward for a possible change of prophecy. All right. It is not set in stone. So, once again, take your confirmations and wait for it to take the best position possible. So, Piper, we got you back. What's up, brother?
Jesus, internet's collapsing everywhere over here in Oklahoma.
Do you think maybe
Or
the small
Missouri.
town, maybe the small towns fighting back from the streaming yesterday?
That's what it is. That is what it is. I took their bandwidth yesterday because of the great show, and then now they're attacking me back. So, OC, continue on. I will reconnect back to the news once you get done, bro.
Absolutely. Perfect. So I already finished with Bitcoin. I was about to go to take a look at BNB and Ethereum. I don't know if you want to take over right now or you want me to maybe go over Ethereum.
You can go over Ethereum. Go over that one.
Perfect. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum because Ethereum is getting very exciting. All right, we haven't fall at all, right? And I don't know. I know this is not telling you much over here, but let's see what I was looking at. That was my VPVR, right? Let me just bring it up. Here we go. And I was also pulling data. Remember that your VPVR from Chart Prime, you configure it by adding or subtracting data candles from your screen. You see, like, let me show you that since I am removing some candles, we're going to be adjusting. Here we go in 1 second. So it is already, oh, it's there. Look at that little eye moving. There we go. It is already adjusted and we can see what I was looking at. So we are right now on negative numbers to my left, to my right. You see this? All right. There is two things in here that we need to consider. The right area right here, that is volume. The left area right here, that is deficit. All right. Deficit is basically bullish volume minus negative volume. Remember, all bullish volume has a plus signal and all negative volume has a minus signal. So this means that the result in here, when the result in here is negative, we have more bearish volume acting upon this area. Also, we not only had that bearish volume, we also have a liquidity zone right here. Let me show you, that acts as a resistance. Also, we're going for a big support right here while we're having dynamic reactor on a bullish outcome or a bullish deficit zone, right? This is telling me, all right, that in the worst case, well, not the worst case scenario, but in the most probable zones, if Bitcoin makes the fake out, so does, so will, let me see, there we go. So Ethereum will do. And what's going to be the fake out right here to dynamic reactor, right here to the liquidity area at the liquidity zone, and then pump back up. All right. Why am I saying that? Look at where is the oscillator right now. We are at the bottom. We have a little bit of a goose get, inverted goose get, right? Let's see what happened the previous time that we had an inverted goose head like this one, right? Let's see what happened last time we had an inverted goose head like this one. So I'm going to go for the little heading here. So let's go for a vertical. I'm going to mark the head, and then I'm going to mark the end of that peak, all right? You see that? Let me just zoom in so we can see it better. Here we go. We had the head at a key support, all right? And then the end of that peak of the inverted goose head at the next extended support, which gave me the heads up for a further continuation before a bounce, all right? I think we could be forming, there we go, a goose head right now. That means that we could be seeing a little bit of a pullback in here very quick before we continuing or before we bounce back up to the upside. So Ethereum looking fantastic to me, all right? That doesn't mean that we cannot be retracing, but if we retrace, I'll be jumping in right here after the retracement or after the breakout. I am holding Ethereum, all right? If you are not holding Ethereum, this is not financial advice, but I will wait for the range to be broken because range, it is usually an indecisive area. Also, more than a range, this is looking to me like an uptrending channel. And usually uptrending channels tend to make a break to the downside, or at least a fake out to the downside. All right. So just be warned, and turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Hey, my Wi-Fi is good. I saw Harp here talking about getting Starlink. Um, I don't know that I could set that up here at the at the resort, but we'll see. I am on a cruise ship in 2026. I've already booked a cruise on the Viva. That is like 10-day cruise or 14-day cruise down in the Caribbean, and it has Starlink, so I'm kind of excited about testing that out. But we'll see. We'll see. So I know OC's got Starlink. I don't have an issue at home when they're not doing construction behind my house, but today I was operating on a puck, and the cable that I was charging the puck on, evidently not a good cable. So I've got another cable hooked up on it now. We'll see if it works. But, however, let's get back over to my screen. We already talked about the economic data guide. Basic information here. I'm going to talk about this article, and this will lay it all out for you of what's coming tomorrow. So Bitcoin traders brace for U.S. macro data with the Bitcoin price stuck at around $67,000 right now in the 68, right? Bitcoin bulls seem unable to affect significant change on a sideways market. Traders hope that macro data will upend the status quo for Bitcoin price action. So let's get down here and see what it's talking about on this data that's coming out tomorrow. So we'll get down a little bit further. Can I get over here and get rid of this banner? Yeah, that would be great. Thanks. I had to restart everything, so my apologies. They are talking about this data here. So jobless claims that precede the PCE print that came out this morning already. We already saw that. It was a little bit hotter than they expected, right? But these take form in both jobless claims and the first revision of GDP happened this morning. And then tomorrow we're going to get that PCE, that producer price index. And that is their preferred inflation gauge, what I was talking about. So bottom line is this, you can go back to DuoCam. This is the reason that we're seeing that pullback that we had yesterday and overnight, and then this morning getting that pump because that Q1 revision data came out and those job numbers came out, which were not good, which is bad for the labor force, bad for the people that, jobs, right? Bad for the workforce, good for markets. And I know that sucks because, it's double-edged sword, but it is what it is. And that's why we're now seeing that breakout from the $67,000 range today. So one thing I do want to bring up, though, is this article. You can kick it back over to here and we'll talk about this. And then OC and I will have a little discussion. I on $91,500, go back to my screen. GTS rhythm, thanks, appreciate it. I on 91,500 key Bitcoin level could trigger a massive surge. Analyst warns. Why would you warn us about a massive surge? Because we'd miss out on it, maybe? I don't know. Let's see what he's saying here. In a technical analysis shared by noted crypto analyst Josh Olazowicz, I nailed it, on the social platform X, there appear to be a significant bullish sentiment building around Bitcoin, particularly if it surpasses that $72,000 mark. He looked at the Ichimoku cloud and Fibonacci extensions and illustrates a scenario where breaking this key resistance could catapult Bitcoin to $91,500. Here's how that could happen. Utilizing the Ichimoku cloud and then complex technical indicator, which is what it is, provides insight into market momentum, trend directions, and potential areas of support and resistance over different time frames. And then he used that along with some Fibonacci's here, suggesting a strong uptrend and robust support levels formed by the cloud's lower boundaries. And you can see that we bounced cleanly in there, right there. We bounced pretty cleanly in there, and that was the level that he was talking about. So if we get back over here in the setup, the conversion line and the baseline cross occasionally, providing buy and sell signals, like yada, yada, yada. Adding another layer of the technical narrative, Fibonacci extensions, one of my favorites, have plotted from a significant low at 56,485, which we hit down there and we bounced at that level, up to a high, providing potential targets and resistance levels. That 0.5 Fibonacci extension level is 63,727. And I always tell you, 50%, if you bounce off of it to the upside, bullish market. Reject off of it from the other side, bearish market. You break it on the way down, bearish market. You break it on the way up, bullish market, right? That 50% Fibonacci usually is a sentiment of the market indicator. The 1-to-1 extension finds itself at 71,897, aligning closely with that $72,000 that he noted. And that beyond this is the 1.618, as I call it, the phase one golden pocket, which is at 83,456. That represents a lucrative first price target. And then the ultimate two extension, which would be the 2.618, is coming in at 91,513. You can jump us back over here and let's talk about this. So, OC, we have seen how these fibs play out over and over and over again, especially on fib levels. I actually even have one that I'm going to show on Turbo here in a little bit on a trend-based fib extension. And those fib extensions, those phase one, phase two, if you guys recall, that was how I was calling out the levels on CASPA when we were at 4.5 cents, was those fib extensions. This is showing a phase two fib extension of $91,500 on Bitcoin. Your thoughts on this? Like, if we break that 72K, is that going to give that FOMO momentum to Bitcoin to make it hit that phase one, which is again coming in at like 83,500, and possibly even up to our phase two? And I'll show you guys what I mean by phase one, phase two golden pockets on the charts here in a few minutes. But your thoughts? I mean, are we looking at $91,500 if we can break 72,000? The 72,000 equal 91,500.
Oh, absolutely. If we can go very quick to my charts, I mean, I've been expecting that for a long time. I mean, let me just adjust it very quick here. And there we go. So if we can jump really quick to my charts, I'm going to be pulling up the Wyckoff chart very quick. There we go. So just so we see, and yes, that is completely aligned with what I am expecting. Let me clean up my charts in here so we can see it better. So this is the pattern that I've been following, right? So if we break the 71, look at that. I am expecting this buffering zone to be for a breakout retest, right? As long as we make the breakout retest within this 8% in here, I think we're seeing the next previous movement in here, which is equal usually to the next leg. So I know it's a little bit I don't know, in the weird way what I'm going to be doing. But since we are not coming from the upside and then we're coming from the downside, well, then this next leg from A to B, like you said, I'm going to be calling this movement in here. Or you know what? Let's just go a little bit more conservative. There we go. And add it to the top in here because we're going to be just having that movement twice. We're going to be right there at 89,000. So just getting to 100K, because that is a double zero digit and that is a psychological area. I believe that is absolutely possible, and I'll be very excited to see it. Although I want to see this buffering area playing out because I am absolutely sure that we're going to be seeing some big retracement and volatility when we start making that push. So that's what I'm seeing. I don't know. I think that's going to also impact altcoins with those in play along with the fee retracement.
Okay, that I can see that. What's up on the? So you're saying that 90? I'm sorry, I was reading the chat here. All of the drama in the chat. Guys, just chill.
Speaking of chat, can we see your shirt, OC?
Oh yes, absolutely. Quesadillas, they had to have cheese, right?
Wapo.
Is that what it says? Is that what that says?
Yes.
My shirt
because
says,
in the center,
my shirt says I don't have quesadillas. So let's get into my charts over here. Let's talk about this. But yeah, guys, in the chat, just be chill. This is a chill show. We're drama free over here, man. Taking a look here, what I'm seeing, I just want to point out on Bitcoin. I know you already went over this, but I just do want to touch on this again, guys. We've been talking about this level here as dynamic reactor squeezing up on this price action, and I've told you guys numerous times. This 786 is a primary area of support coming in at 67,366. And again, yesterday, even with the pullback, all of our bounces sitting right on top of that. I want to jump in, and we're at the top of the hour. So guys in the chat, go ahead and let us know what altcoins you'd like for us to check out. We'll do all that for you. But what I want to go check out right now is talk about Turbo. because I wanted to show you guys, first of all, where it was made from, what started. It's this guy right here. This cute little guy right here, Turbo, is where all this comes from. So we're going to take a look at this, and then we're going to jump into the article and then into the chart. So Turbo, the ChatGPT meme coin, cost $69 to make and is now worth $638 million. And if you guys are members over in the Discord, you get and you have access to these project quick dives here in the Discord, guys. This is where Crux puts his little quick dives at. And just to see, I want to go see. I'm not sure who all has access to this because my boy Crux keeps all of this stuff in place. So this is for magna cum laude and summa cum laude and members. So I guess everyone has access to this. So if you are a member in the YouTube down below where you can click join, then you have access to this. But he did this little deep dive on it. It says, Turbo is a meme coin created by AI. Turbo looks to be the next big meme coin that started the budget, $69. Turbo has used ChatGPT 4 to create it, and every step of the way, it has said how to promote it, how to market it, all of this. Like ChatGPT gave the founder all of the setup to, hey, this is what you need to do to build a meme coin and make it grow. And so he pledged to follow the ChatGPT 4's instructions and document the process, demonstrating the potential of AI-guided projects in the world of cryptocurrencies. Turbo token is an ERC20 built on Ethereum. Total supply of $69 billion of tokens, $60 billion crowdfunded, and $9 billion was given to the founder. All tokens are currently in circulation, guys. That is massive when it comes to tokenomics, to know that they are all in circulation. So you're not going to get these airdrops that keep diluting the price over and over and over again. Token supply has begun to decentralize out of the hands of one individual, with the exchanges like Uphold and OKX controlling 30% of the supply combined. Many other exchanges totaling 30% plus combined with the founder himself. Overall, the project is community-driven, AI-led. Their X is closing in on 60,000 followers. Telegram, almost 8,000. Rhett Mankind, that's the guy who did all this. He's doxxed, and he's speaking at Consensus this week. Two main factors that he believes it's to buy, according to Crux, not financial advice, as he says up here every time, guys. But it's AI-driven meme. Also, the prices has pulled back 25% in the past 24 hours, so maybe a good opportunity to come up now. So looking at that, let's go take a look at this chart and see what it looks like, because I'm seeing some stuff on here that I thought was pretty interesting this morning. And actually, while I was live setting up with my son, he was in the background. That's ZTS, if you don't know. While we were setting up for the show today, I said, this looks like it's about to bounce. And that was before this candle that launched right here starting this morning. So we were down here when I did this. And then why did I do that? Well, it was a trend-based fib extension, what we were just talking about on Bitcoin. I pulled this trend-based fib extension from this low to this high to this low. And that is what gave us this the setup here for the sequencing. Guys, look where we rejected at on that. We rejected cleanly on the phase one golden pocket. We came back in. We got a little bit of solid play here on the platinum pocket. We bring it into focus. Right there, little bounces on the platinum pocket. And then we came in and we bounced on the golden pocket. And that's when I said, I think this is about to bounce. And if you take a look at where we are here, RSI is getting pretty low. We're getting down here low on this oscillator ribbon, and this would have been anywhere in this range here. That lower half is a good time when you start to see a curvature, which we are getting a little bit. But right now, looks like we're breaking up through the platinum pocket. If we retest, if we do pull back, look for a retest on that 786. It's going to be 0.0062 cents. And then ultimately, if we do come back down to that golden pocket again, I would be looking for another run in that golden pocket. Not financial advice. Good trade setup, though. You can trade this on OKX and on MEXC as of right now. But looking at the price action, I do think that if this continues on its run, it's going to continue higher. And that phase two on this, guys, that we would be looking for would be up at 0.013, erasing a zero on this already. Turbo, it's pretty interesting. AI driven, AI created, AI modeled for its growth potential. And what we're seeing on Turbo with price action, it looks like we got a perfect retest of the golden pocket. That is fundamentally bullish in my opinion. OC, we can go back to DuoCam unless you have something on your chart for it. But let's talk about this. Do you have anything on your chart you want to go over first?
Not really. I'm preparing a little bit of a news thing that is related to Starlink and what I believe you should be getting Starlink soon, and you guys might consider if you are living in America on the whole continent, right? So other than that, let's discuss that, and we'll see that maybe afterwards.
This is
Okay,
a
so
quick announcement, though. I haven't seen any alts in chat. Send alts.
yeah, if you guys got any alts you want us to check out there, ZTS is going to be posting those up for us, and we'll take a look at them. But let's talk about Turbo, OC. What do you think on this? AI created, man. Like he said, hey, what's a good AI token? Give me a logo. Give me some artwork on it. What will make it pump? How do I need to market this? And it laid everything out for him. And this thing has gone from $69, what it cost him to make it, to worth over $638 million in the past 3 months. It's insane. And is this the future of crypto? Are we just going to see meme after meme after meme come out from ChatGPT from someone's garage and just create millionaires, or is this a one-time thing, fire and forget effect here? What's your thoughts?
I believe that first of all, we're gonna go for the worst possible route, which is overfloating the industry with this AI, right? I mean, let's just remember what had happened with Dogecoin, right? That was one of the first, if not the first meme coin that was published there, which is a hard fork from Bitcoin, right? Or a hard fork from Bitcoin. So the thing is that after it, and after everybody saw how well it performed because it was a meme coin concept, everybody started just pushing how many meme coins there are there, right? I mean, of course, a couple of those got caught into the next cycle, right? And took its time to start blowing up. I mean, we're talking about Shiba Inu, we're talking about, I mean, all of those well-known altcoins, right? So it's having, and I think it's merging two narrative: meme coin narrative, which now it's big, and AI narrative, and also adding the factor of AI actually being functional, like what, to make you money. So everybody's just thinking, all right, if I can create my own coin, how rich can I be, right? Or how much wealth could I do? So I think that we're gonna be seeing that influx or that overflow of meme coins at this point. Just be careful, because I believe that we're gonna be forming a bubble, a very, very dramatic bubble that will be bursting, and possibly, if we don't have institutional money in there yet, and I mean solid institutional money that is here to stay, right, to already build that base, we're going to be seeing Bitcoin dropping, because people are going to be getting out, especially new members or new incomers will be getting their money from Bitcoin to meme coins, thinking they're going to get rich fast and overnight. And then they could, but when they see the retracement because of that overflow of altcoins, the more there's something is, the cheaper that gets. And this meme coins has just millions over millions tokens being printed. So that bubble is going to be bursting, and then we could be having a big retracement. I'm not saying that that's going to happen right now, but I think it's going to happen over the course of this year.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting to see for sure. We're going to keep an eye on Turbo for sure, and I added that in here. And when it gets more exchanges, we'll see. Maybe it's on Blofin soon. Speaking of Blofin, I'm going to jump over and check my trades real fast here just to see how they're looking. Yeah, you can jump over here to my screen. This is the two trades that I told you guys I set up. Full transparency. Did this last night just based on the levels that we were at. We hit that 786, enter there, and then we also on Not. It was getting had a nice little volume spike, and I just jumped in on it. Literally, what I was looking at that point. So I jumped in here and added got a position on Not, just a small one, just testing out the exchange to see what I thought of it. So far, I love it. Not right now up 13.4%. And then my Bitcoin trade is up like 5% right now. So it's looking pretty decent so far on my trades. But we do have a big list that have been dropped here by the alumni for some alts there. So OC, have you go ahead and talk about your Starlink thing, and then kick it over to your screen, and then we can get into those alts. He's going to start putting all of those. He's going to start putting all those altcoins over in the Discord list for us, OC. So just start tagging when grabbing what you want. Go to OC screen.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be started using this as a PowerPoint thing. So I'm going to start dropping a couple of stuff, right? First of all, we need to talk about the hurricane season. We're heading into the hurricane season, and this is going to be also important for you, Piper, since you live on Texas, right? And we also know that
I'm in high desert. I'm in a mountain, bro. I don't have a worry of the hurricane.
Oh, well, I mean, I do heard that what was it this week? You just had kind of like some kind of like a tornado-ish thing that blew out a couple of tens of political or social meeting that end up injuring a couple of people.
You got to remember where I'm at in Texas, I am closer to Phoenix, Arizona, 2 states away, than I am to the capital of Texas. So
Absolutely. All right. I mean, I'm just saying, because also we can see this pronosticating here, the 2024, it's in Spanish, because that what is expected. It is expected to have major hurricanes from 4 to 7. Not only that, a hurricane estimated 8 to 13, and only just storms 17 to 25. This is a little bit, on above average, right? Between 150 and 245% of the median. All right, so this is a little bit alarming, and it has to do with Mexico, what is happening right now over Mexico, which is a heat dome or a heat wave. Important, very important, guys, that it is expected to start shifting up to Texas and to south of US, right? What is this important? And I can get you hear the news. It is being published, US one of record temperatures heat dome shifting from Mexico to the US. And this was published the 30th today, right? So we just need to be a little bit careful here, because not only huge amounts of heat, which by the way is at the edge of the dome where you start seeing a ton of storms or big winds happening. So how does that relate to Starlink? Well, if we have 240% more chances of having a disaster, we have 240 more chances to run out of internet, right? Which internet company, does not need wires, underwater wires, or local stations to start
satellite, baby?
Of course they can. Exactly. And so far we have 2, HughesNet, right? And Starlink. Those are the 2 major ones. HughesNet, it is not as close. Their satellites are not as close to the Earth. They're farther away. Therefore, their internet is higher latency. So when you are into an absolute, you need to work, right? Then you need to maybe communicate. You need to do so on and so forth stuff, right? That usually ends up having an urgency. Well, then you need low orbit satellites, right? ODSTs. Now that's just from a video game, but that is what is especially Starlink owns over 80% of those satellites, right? All across out there on low orbit satellites. So how do we profit out of this? First of all, guys, I'm not saying to go get some Starlink. I'm just saying be prepared. I'm going to be being completely honest with you guys. I bought a Starlink package to my parents. I pay for the first 2 months and then send them their way for them just to use if they want to, and also to have in the back room in case something happened. My parents are living in Cozumel, which is a high priority for hurricanes to strike onto. So that will be very important to keep communications if something happens. Remember, 240%, 245% increasement this time, right? Then, well, if low orbit satellite, it's being basically owned by Starlink, how do you get Starlink, baby? So, I mean, you cannot at least right now. Let me see if I messed this up. All right, it seems like I have. Give me 1 second while my internet. There we go. At this point, Starlink, you can get a SpaceX Starlink's right now. It's not public, right? But there's a way around. It is supposed to be released in mid 2024, so we should be about to get it. But how can you maybe start preparing for this? Well, then you can go and maybe take some funds, ARC venture funds, right? I cannot locate it on TradingView, but if you click here, let me open up for you guys. This is the ARC Venture Funds, which held or holds a little bit of Starlink. In the meantime, you can start getting a little bit of this. Another point is to get space-related space-related assets, right? Let me see if I can have it here. Where was it? So somewhere around here. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I got it right here. And this space-related assets are LMT, SPCE, RKLB, AJRD, or LDOS. And there's one more, which is easy, and you might already have a little bit of this, which is TSLA. So let's take a look at TSLA.
I do. I might have a little bit of that. Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely. Because this is directly related to SpaceX, right? I mean, and we have seen right now, look at my previous analysis. I am expecting a flip of the ribbon. We are right there, almost at the flip of the ribbon. I mean, let's see if we can hold it and make the pierce through, which we are about to, right? Let me just update this. There we go, like this. And again, guys, this is not to make FOMO, neither food. Just do your own due diligence and look for a good strategy to start investing. Remember, this is a little bit of my fundamental analysis that I keep track of because it impacts me directly and also impacts my friend up here, so, and my family. So
Awesome.
just to say, that is my investigation
Awesome.
for today. Let me try
Well,
back
we
to
got
you.
about 14 minutes to run through some of these alts. I do have Tesla, and I'm very bullish on where Tesla's going to be going, especially with their Starlink satellite internet. So all the cruise ships are now starting to put it on the cruise ships too. So there's a whole nother industry picking up on it. But OC, I dropped that list in there in the chat for Discord so that you can grab some of those. I'm going to take Matic and Ondo. If you will go ahead and jump over to my screen, I will knock out Ondo first right out the gate, and then we'll take a look at what's going on with Matic while OC gets his set up, and we'll get through a few of these before we have to wrap it up because I'm going to Silver Dollar City today, so I got to get going. Taking a look here, guys, I went ahead and took Ondo, and I looked at this point here for a bottom to a top to a bottom, giving us the 3 points that we need for a trend-based fib extension. If you don't know how to place these, you come over here. It is going to be a trend-based fib extension. You click that, and then you will literally just pick 3 points, a high to a low to a higher, a low to a high to a higher low. When you have a trend, it's trend-based, right? Then you can lay them out. That is what I did here off of those 3 points. And you can see all of the play that we got here on the golden pocket, the platinum pocket rejection, little bouncing around here, and the sequencing telling us, hey, you're in the right spot. We literally just came down, broke through the bottom of that 786 at $1.12, and now are getting another move up. Excuse me, I just told you to go away, sir. Thank you. We are now getting another move up again. This phase one golden pocket here, guys, which is what I was talking about when I was reading that article on Bitcoin getting up to 91,500. This is the phase one golden pocket. It comes in at $1.39, about $1.39.16. But we'll just call it $1.39, and that is getting us. That is telling us that would be the next level if we can break this one-to-one. You see this one-to-one here was a really key support area multiple times, so we do have to break for that. Look for a retest on that one-to-one, and that would be the entry for that phase one golden pocket. Let's take a look at the oscillator, see how they're looking. It does look like on the Oscillator Pro ribbon that we are about to get a ribbon flip, and that would be an indication of upside and RSI prime, giving us a green candle on the Heikinashi setup at the 30% level of the relative strength index. So based on these indicators and the bounce that we just got pulling out of that platinum pocket, guys, I am looking, does look like we could be heading to that phase 1.618 there at $1.39. That's what I got for Ondo. Let's jump over and do Matic real fast, and then we'll pass it over to OC to knock out a couple of those requests for you guys. Matic, where are you? Matic, sir. Matic. I have Matic in here. I know I do because I own it. And so it's going to be in this stack here. And there we go. Matic. Captain Jack Matic has that stuff much quicker, but he's out of the show today. So I got to do this myself. I have a long-term running Fibonacci's on here, guys, and I had talked about this range down here being the key range to buy in at. The reason for that was because the platinum pocket was down here, and back on 13 April, we did get a test of that. But you can see we have a golden pocket here that has been long-term resistance for a hot minute. Now, what I'm seeing on here on the 4-hour right now is that we are below the dynamic reactor. That is that green right there. So we are below that, which means we are in a bearish form, bearish structure right now. Because anytime we're below this, it's not good. We are also not able to break through that golden pocket. I would say it is not unfeasible. It is not beyond possible that we come back down to this range one more time. What I would have to see for that to not be the case, for the target being the 786 at 58.4 cents, is that we come in and break through successfully in the golden pocket retest and then move up from there. As of right now, if I take a look at this on the daily, you will see a little key something here. We are still below the dynamic reactor there, and it is coming down. I would say sometime in June is going to be where we test this. And if we cannot break through that, guys, just remember 786 down here at 58 cents is going to be in play until that, if that happens. So let's take a look at the oscillators and let's see how they're looking. It does look like on the daily, the oscillator does indicate downside. The RSI prime does indicate downside. The one thing that would change this, and you can go back to Duo Cam real fast on this. The one thing that would change this is that if Ethereum's ETFs start to pop off, then we might see Matic reverse its trend. But as of right now, its trend is bearish, and I am seeing downside. Target 58.4 cents. That's what I got for Matic. OC, what do you got on your chart, bro? Let's run through a couple of those requests, and we get them knocked out before I have to start rolling out of here for my day on vacation. Got to enjoy the vacation too. Take time.
Absolutely. So I have Jasmine and I have ICP. So let's go to the charts really quick. I've been looking at Jasmine for a little while. I do own a little bit of Jasmine, and also I'm holding it. So something important that I want to show you guys, it is my previous analysis where I show you guys that as we are below, majority of the action is below the zero line on the oscillator, you can be expecting a downtrend. As majority of action is above the zero line on your oscillator, you can expect the price to go upwards, and so on and so forth. That is important because at this point we have been for a long time upwards here, and we were piercing through the zero line here. I was expecting an early shift and also a quick movement to the dynamic reactor, but it seems like both of those, they took their time, and also we pierced below the zero line. I also see a big wick in here. We're not out of the blue, but we're breaking through the previous resistance, and I'll show you which resistance it's that. But so far, I think that we are repeating this fake out that we have seen. All right, let me clear this up very quick and then start turning on my indicators. But before that, let's just get together this high, and as you can see, we right now are piercing through this resistance, right? If I do draw another trend line here, you can see that this is looking like a bull flag, right? Why could that bull flag be the target, the measure target? Let's just clone that polling here, and I like to put it at the bottom here to give me a little bit more of a realistic target. I know in the books it is like this, but my way, and I like to do this for experience, it kind of like give me a better result. It is all the way to 0.32. Let's see if we can confirm that with our indicators. You can see we have a big area of resistance all the way up here, but the most important part, in which I really like, it is that resistance, it is not equilibrated. As you can see, the amount of bulls are outpacing for a lot the amount of bears, which tells me that despite this is a resistance, all right, we could be seeing bounce from here, maybe not a huge retracement, right? Because the bears, yes, well, were acting upon the price action, but they are not big enough to start making like a chain reaction to the downside, right? I mean, and then maybe with a little bit of volatility, but at the end of it all, we could be pressing back up in here. So let me just bring up a little bit more in this area, because as you can see on my VPVR, I do have a little bit of a green output here. Let's just, there we go, much better. And that green output, it is right about what I am expecting for a bounce on the bears as we go back up, retest, and off we go. So I'm not looking bad at all. We only want to start taking action, or I will be taking action once I see the rebound piercing back above the zero line, and that will be it for me. Going to ICP very quick is also showing me some strength signals here. I can see, and let me just use one of my favorite tools, which is the trend regression. That might make not much sense right now, but until we draw it, because it is kind of like a weird channel in here. But once we add this channel, we can see the base of the channel being all the way down here and the top of the channel being all the way up here. What we want to see, well, we're still bearish, right? In the market, it stops. We're being on dumping a little bit. The most important part, it is our consolidation score so far. Our consolidation score is talking about the right away consolidation in 8, 9, and 10. It's telling me I'm highly consolidating, but also at the end of the consolidation. I have a couple of bullish signals here, and I'm trying to make the push to the upside, right? If I see break to the zero line, most likely I'm going to go to the top of the range in here. I'm not going to be jumping in the breakout. I will be considering in jumping in at the retrace, all right, as I also have a secondary flip of the real to the upside. And then off we go, possible targets all the way up here, somewhere around 1590, there we go, much better, 1485, 1484, sorry. So that is my prediction so far, and also getting out of the retail area, the doom retail area. There we go. So that's what I got on ICP, and Jasmine, turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Let's jump over to my screen real fast. I got two pieces of news that I need to touch on here. First one being Microsoft News, guys. If you look here on Microsoft News, Mastercard yesterday, Crypto Credential has gone live with its first peer-to-peer transactions. This solution not only replaces complex wallet addresses with user-friendly aliases, but also makes sending blockchain transactions secure, transparent, and accessible. Mastercard breaking into peer-to-peer news, peer-to-peer transactions, I should say, and it's breaking news there. So I wanted to touch on this. If you guys haven't seen this, go check it out. This is a really big thing for crypto. Mastercard and all of their transactions now looking to the blockchain with peer-to-peer transactions possible through Mastercard. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one that I wanted to bring up here is this here, guys. This is from Swan News. President Joe Biden's re-election campaign is seeking guidance from crypto industry players on crypto community and policy, showing a shift in tone towards crypto, according to sources that told The Block. And old Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, not so sleepy when it comes to realizing that he might want to get on board with crypto. So let's jump over to Duo Cam and we'll talk this out. Two big pieces of news there in the front of adoption and regulation. Acceptance. We'll go with acceptance of crypto because it's not going anywhere, and it's about time that a lot of these people realize that it is the future of fintech, financial technology. So Joe Biden getting on board and MasterCard coming out with a whole new peer-to-peer transaction. What are your thoughts on this stuff, OC? Let's talk about that for a second before we wrap it up.
Oh man, I think it was about time. I mean, it's about time. We've been seeing also this kind of like relationship being built throughout XRP and Mastercard, XRP and what is this other one? Come on, I forgot the green guy that sideways. The one that you get. I don't quite remember the name of this other card. Well, whatever. Mastercard, Visa, and the other major one, but whatever. The thing is that seeing this not with a centralized not with a centralized system like XRP, we're seeing this with Bitcoin. That will be a great adoption area. But we need to be a little bit careful. Just a little bit of food for thought. I mean, when do you start not getting a job when you are a regular employee? I would say that when you are around 60 years old, you start kind of like not getting jobs because you are overqualified, right? And a little bit on the higher end of the spectrum. Also, just think about this. How old are your rulers? How old are your governors, right? How are all your presidents?
Too
How old
old.
are your guys?
Too old.
Exactly. So that might be a little bit of a latency that we might have going on the bureaucracy, right? I'm just saying. But yeah, for me, man, that was about time. But really glad to see it happening in soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking here at the poll, guys. We had a poll up. I'm getting ready to close it. It said, which will we see in the next 12 months? New market all-time highs, a U.S. recession, or both? 55% saying new market all-time highs, 14% saying a U.S. recession, and 32% said we'll see both. I actually think we will see both. I think we will have a very mild recession. I think it will officially be a recession. It will be very mild. The reason I did the air quotes is because technically we had 2 negative GDPs, last year. So, but I digress. If you want to change the standards of calculation, you do you, White House. I think that we'll see both. I think we'll see a minor recession, but I do think we will continue to see all-time highs this year because markets continue to just show strength time after time after time. So it is a very resilient market. So that is all we have time for today, guys. We are about to leave, wrap up the show, leave the academy, head over to the frat house and go see our frat house mom, Randy Hipper. So stick around, guys. You'll be redirected over there right after this. And go over there and drop those graduation caps and let them know the alumni is in the house. I'm about to go head off and enjoy the rest of my vacation, but we'll be back here tomorrow with Trade Fly and that economic data that you guys are going to need to know. You don't want to miss that show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, trade safe on Blofin. And as always, use a stop loss. Get us.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Tar Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Alexandra, G.